Lobsters are among the most valuable seafood species, known for their hard shells, long bodies, and large claws. The most common types of lobsters include the European lobster, the American lobster, and the spiny lobster, with the American lobster being the most widely caught and consumed species. Lobsters typically live in areas with sandy, muddy, or rocky bottoms at depths ranging from 4 to 50 meters. They are usually found in cold and temperate waters, primarily in regions stretching from Canada to the eastern coast of the United States and along the European coastline. These environments provide ideal conditions for lobsters to thrive, including water temperature, salinity, and an abundant food supply such as small fish, mollusks, and seaweed. Traditional lobster fishing methods often rely on the experience and skills of fishermen. Fishermen commonly use simple traps made of wood, bamboo, or other materials to catch lobsters. These traps are placed on the seabed, where lobsters typically live, and fishermen return to check them after a period of time, usually between 12 and 24 hours. Lobsters are attracted to bait such as fish or mollusks, and once they enter the trap, they are unable to escape. In modern lobster fishing, trap designs have been improved and are often made of metal or plastic to enhance durability and effectiveness. Modern traps feature special structures that allow lobsters to enter easily but prevent them from getting out. Additionally, these traps are equipped with monitoring devices, making it easier for fishermen to manage and track the fishing process. Besides using traps, some fishermen also employ nets or other mechanical devices to catch lobsters. Nets are often dragged along the seafloor to catch lobsters and other types of seafood. However, this method can have negative environmental impacts, potentially damaging the seabed ecosystem and reducing future lobster populations. The lobster fishing season typically runs from late spring to early fall, when warmer water temperatures cause lobsters to become more active. This is also the molting season, making it easier to catch lobsters due to their soft new shells. The fishing season is strictly regulated to protect lobster resources and ensure they have sufficient time to reproduce and grow. Natural conditions such as water temperature, salinity, and currents greatly affect lobster fishing efficiency. Lobsters prefer water temperatures ranging from 5 to 20 degrees Celsius and often migrate to areas that are suitable for living and developing. Sudden changes in temperature or salinity may cause lobsters to move to different areas, reducing catch yields. One important measure to protect lobster populations is the regulation of minimum catch sizes, ensuring that lobsters have at least one opportunity to reproduce before being harvested. Some areas are designated as no fishing zones to protect juvenile lobster populations and important breeding grounds, often located in rocky areas or coral reefs where lobsters find food and shelter. Sustainable lobster farming in controlled environments offers a solution to reduce pressure on wild lobster populations. Lobster farms often use advanced technology to control water quality, nutrition, and living conditions, which helps increase productivity while minimizing environmental impact. The global lobster market is primarily supplied by a few countries with favorable marine environments suitable for lobster development. Leading lobster producers and exporters include the United States, particularly with the American lobster. The New England region, including Maine, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire, is the primary lobster fishing hub in the U.S., contributing a significant portion of the total catch. Canada is one of the world's largest lobster producers and exporters, competing directly with the United States. Atlantic coastal areas such as Nova Scotia and Newfoundland are Canada's main lobster fishing grounds. Canada not only meets domestic demand, but also exports a large volume of lobsters to other countries, especially in Southeast Asia and Europe. Australian spiny lobsters are highly valued in the international market for their exceptional quality, especially those from the western and southern regions of Australia. Australia's lobster products primarily target the premium markets in Asia, including Southeast Asia, South Korea, Vietnam, and other Southeast Asian countries. In this region, lobsters are mainly farmed in warm coastal waters. The Philippines and Indonesia have large-scale lobster farming projects to meet domestic demand and for export, especially to neighboring and other Asian countries. The United States is not only a major producer, but also the largest consumer market for lobsters. Lobster is a popular dish in high-end seafood restaurants and during special occasions. American consumers enjoy both fresh and frozen lobsters, with a wide variety of preparation methods. Southeast Asia is the world's largest lobster market. Thanks to the growth of the middle class and economic development, lobster, particularly American and Australian varieties, is seen as a luxury food, often served at important parties and festivals. Demand for lobster in Southeast Asia continues to rise, especially as consumers become increasingly interested in high-quality imported foods. European countries such as France, Spain, and Italy also represent important markets for lobster. Lobster is a traditional dish during holidays and in fine dining establishments, with European consumers placing high demands on quality and product origin. As a result, lobsters imported from Canada and the United States are always in high demand. Southeast Asia is another significant market, especially for Australian spiny lobster. Southeast Asian cuisine emphasizes refinement and ingredient quality, so lobster is often used in sashimi, sushi, and other traditional dishes. Lobster prices in the market are heavily influenced by supply and demand fluctuations. In recent years, strong demand for lobster in Asian markets such as Southeast Asia has driven prices higher, especially during major festive seasons. However, lobster supply is affected by various natural factors such as weather conditions and the health of lobster populations. When supply drops due to adverse conditions, prices can surge. Weather and environmental factors play a critical role in lobster production. Water temperature, salinity, and pollution levels can directly impact lobster health and growth rates. Extreme weather events like major storms or harsh winters can negatively affect lobster development, reducing yields and driving up prices, while favorable weather can increase supply and lower prices. International trade policies, including tariffs and quotas, also have a significant impact on global lobster prices. Trade agreements between countries help facilitate lobster exports, while trade disputes or embargoes can disrupt supply and cause price volatility. For example, the recent U.S.-China trade war significantly affected U.S. lobster exports to Southeast Asia, altering pricing structures and distribution across the international market. In lobster-producing countries, the domestic market plays an important role in product consumption. Lobsters are often sold directly at seafood markets, restaurants, and supermarkets. For instance, states like Maine and Massachusetts have strong traditions of lobster consumption, hosting numerous festivals and events centered around lobster. Lobsters are frequently prepared on-site to serve tourists and locals, forming a value chain from production to consumption. Lobster exports are a major source of income for producing countries, with lobsters exported in various forms, from live and frozen to processed products. Countries like Canada and Australia have developed efficient live lobster transport systems to ensure the product reaches international consumers at the highest quality. At the same time, lobster exports require producers to comply with strict food safety and quality standards, especially when exporting to markets like Europe and Southeast Asia. In the retail distribution channel, lobsters are sold through supermarket chains and upscale food stores, especially in high-income countries. In restaurants, lobster is typically served as a luxury dish at a significantly higher price than other types of seafood. High-end restaurants often source lobsters directly from suppliers or wholesale markets to ensure quality and freshness. Seafood restaurants, especially in coastal areas, always have a high demand for fresh lobster. One of the biggest challenges in the lobster trade is price volatility. Lobster prices are not only dependent on supply and demand, but are also influenced by various factors such as fuel costs, currency fluctuations, and transportation expenses, making it difficult for exporters and importers to maintain stable profits. Lobster businesses must constantly monitor the market and adjust their pricing strategies to adapt to changes. Food safety and quality regulations are becoming increasingly stringent, particularly in major markets like Europe and North America. Exported lobsters must meet standards for hygiene, preservation, and traceability, requiring producers to invest in modern preservation technologies and strict quality management processes. In addition, food safety scandals can severely damage the reputation and sales of lobster exporters. International trade policies, such as free trade agreements or embargoes, can present both opportunities and challenges for the lobster trade. For example, tariff reductions through free trade agreements help lobster exporters access new markets at lower costs. But trade disputes or embargoes can disrupt exports or force producers to find alternative markets, leading to short-term losses. The lobster industry makes a significant contribution to the GDP of many countries, particularly those with strong seafood sectors, such as the United States, Canada, and Australia. In these countries, lobster fishing, farming, processing, and exporting not only create direct economic value, but also promote the development of related industries such as tourism, food services, and transportation. In the U.S., the lobster industry is a key sector in the New England region, with American lobster being a signature seafood product, generating billions of dollars annually from fishing and processing, contributing to the economic growth of states like Maine and Massachusetts. Similarly, in Canada, lobster is a strategic export product, with export revenues contributing significantly to the national budget and supporting coastal economic development. In Australia, lobster also plays an important role in local economic growth, especially in the western and southern coastal regions, serving as a vital source of employment for coastal communities. Lobster fishing, farming, processing, and transportation create thousands of jobs, contributing to the stability and development of coastal communities. In areas such as New England in the U.S. and the Nova Scotia community in Canada, lobster fishing is an integral part of local economic and cultural life. Lobster fishermen not only pass down skills and experience through generations, but also contribute to the sustainable development of their communities. Jobs in the lobster industry include fishermen, processing workers, truck drivers, restaurant staff, and retail employees. The lobster industry, particularly in farming and processing, requires the development of technology and infrastructure to ensure efficiency and sustainability. In Canada and Australia, lobster farms use modern technology to control water quality, feed, and growth conditions, increasing productivity and reducing natural risks. Additionally, the lobster industry promotes the development of transportation and logistics infrastructure, including seaports, cold storage systems, and modern transportation vehicles. These facilities not only serve the lobster industry, but also support the development of other economic sectors. Sustainability is a key factor in maintaining and developing the lobster industry. To protect aquatic resources, countries have implemented various management measures, such as setting minimum size limits for lobsters, establishing marine conservation areas, and carrying out breeding support programs. These measures help ensure that lobster stocks are not overexploited and have time to recover. In addition, both international and national organizations conduct scientific research to monitor lobster populations and develop appropriate management policies. Environmental monitoring programs and studies on the lobster life cycle and reproductive habits provide critical information for the sustainable management of lobster resources. If poorly managed, the lobster industry, like other seafood sectors, can negatively impact the environment. Fishing and aquaculture activities may affect marine ecosystems, cause coastal erosion, and reduce biodiversity. To minimize these impacts, many countries enforce strict regulations on lobster fishing and farming, such as using eco-friendly traps, managing farming zones, and limiting the use of certain materials. In lobster aquaculture, reducing chemical usage helps protect the marine environment. Furthermore, research projects and the development of sustainable lobster farming techniques are being carried out to minimize negative environmental impacts. Utilizing local resources is a significant achievement in the sustainable development strategy of the lobster industry. Training and upskilling local labor not only improves production efficiency, but also promotes local economic development. Technical training programs and knowledge about sustainable management help workers enhance their skills and better understand the importance of environmental protection. Cooperatives and fishing communities also play a vital role in promoting the use of local resources, creating added value for lobster products, and strengthening the industry's sustainability. Expanding markets and seeking new export opportunities are crucial factors in promoting economic development through the lobster industry. Lobster-producing countries continuously strive to diversify their export markets to reduce dependence on a few major importers. Strategies for entering new markets include researching consumer preferences, establishing partnerships with international importers and distributors, and participating in international food fairs to promote products. Strengthening international cooperation and joining free trade agreements also help lobster-producing nations access new markets more easily. Improving product quality and building a national brand are essential for lobsters to compete in the international market. To achieve this, lobster-producing countries need to invest in quality management systems, food safety controls, and improved processing and preservation methods. Building a national brand for lobster products requires close coordination between local businesses and industry organizations. International marketing efforts, participation in food fairs, and partnerships with renowned restaurants and chefs are important ways to enhance brand recognition and product value. In addition to exporting fresh or frozen lobsters, developing value-added products such as processed lobsters, lobster-based dishes, lobster oil, and other lobster-derived food items is a key strategy. These products not only expand the customer base, but also generate stable and diverse income for businesses in the industry. The development of value-added products can be achieved through modern and innovative processing technologies. These products not only meet domestic demand, but also have export potential to international markets, catering to consumer demand for new premium products. Challenges and opportunities in promoting economic development through the lobster industry include fluctuations in international markets, risks from climate change, and pressure from food safety and environmental regulations. These challenges require flexibility and creativity in building effective and sustainable development solutions. Climate change, changes in sea temperature, and weather conditions can affect lobster populations, reducing harvest and farming productivity. This demands that producers invest in climate-resilient aquaculture methods. International market fluctuations such as price changes, supply and demand shifts, and trade policies can also pose significant risks to the lobster industry. Businesses need risk management strategies and adaptability to cope with these changes. Increasingly strict regulations on food safety and environmental protection require businesses to comply with higher standards and strengthen management and investment in advanced technology. Although facing many challenges, the lobster industry still holds great economic development potential as global demand for lobster continues to rise. The expansion of the Asian market, the growth of the middle class, and the increasing demand for premium foods present significant opportunities for lobster exporters. Penetrating these markets not only provides stable and long-term income, but also promotes advancements in aquaculture technology, particularly in recirculating aquaculture systems and biotechnology, helping to increase productivity and reduce environmental impact. This not only enhances economic efficiency, but also fosters sustainable development. The lobster industry can also be integrated with other sectors, such as tourism and services, to generate additional economic value. Lobster festivals, culinary tours, and marine cultural experiences all have the potential to attract tourists and generate income for local communities. Lobster is not only a seafood with high economic value, but also an important nutritional source, beloved for its delicious flavor and diverse nutrient content. Below are some key nutritional components of lobster. Lobster is a source of high-quality protein, containing all essential amino acids that help the body build and repair tissues, strengthen the immune system, and maintain basic physiological functions. With high protein and low fat content, lobster is an excellent choice for those looking to boost protein intake without worrying about calories or fat. Lobster is also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, including EPA and DHA. Healthy fats that are particularly beneficial for heart health, reducing inflammation, lowering the risk of cardiovascular disease, and supporting brain function. Regular consumption of lobster can improve overall health, especially for those at risk of heart disease. Vitamin B12 plays a crucial role in red blood cell formation and maintaining nervous system health. Lobster is a rich source of vitamin B12, helping to prevent anemia and keep the nervous system healthy. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that protects cells from damage caused by free radicals and supports skin health and immune function. Zinc is an essential mineral for the immune system, wound healing, and enzyme function in the body, while also playing a role in maintaining taste and smell. Iron is a key component of hemoglobin and supports oxygen transport in the body. In terms of preparation, lobster is often steamed or boiled to retain its natural sweetness, sometimes combined with beer to create a unique flavor. This dish is usually served with spices or dipping sauces to enhance the taste. Another popular dish is lobster risotto, which combines lobster with rice, spices, and seafood broth to create a rich flavor. The rice absorbs the lobster's sweetness, offering a delightful culinary experience. In French cuisine, lobster is often used in high-end dishes such as lobster bisque, which is made from lobster shells simmered for a long time to extract deep flavors, then blended with cream for a smooth texture. Lobster salad is a healthy and refreshing option, combining lobster meat with greens, herbs, olive oil, and lemon juice. Both tasty and nutritious, perfect for summer. In Asia, lobster is commonly prepared by steaming or braising, preserving its fresh taste while incorporating local spices and flavors. Beyond traditional preparations, lobster is also featured in creative dishes like lobster burgers, lobster tartare, or paired with pasta, resulting in new and enticing meals. Thanks to its versatility and rich flavor, lobster has become a regular feature on the menus of many high-end restaurants worldwide. The combination of taste and nutrition makes lobster not only a popular dish, but also increasingly attractive to consumers. Due to its widespread consumption and high value in the international market, understanding how to properly store and handle lobster to maintain its freshness and nutritional value is essential. Ensuring the lobster comes from a reliable source and complies with food safety regulations is key to protecting health. In conclusion, lobster is a nutrient-rich food that offers numerous health benefits and suits various cooking methods. When enjoying this delicacy, consumers should be aware of potential food allergies and consume in moderation to ensure safety and well-being.